Hey, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at how do you add and subtract fractions that have letters in them. Um, just so you know, when a fraction has variables in it, we call them rational expressions. That's why you see it right here. So first, I just want you to know I understand that this worksheet looks like a nightmare. I want to show you, though, that it's actually pretty doable in just under 5 minutes here. Or 5 minutes to explain it. So let's take a look at problem number 1. So we have to take this mess and subtract this mess. Remember, when you're subtracting fractions or adding them, you can only do so if the bottoms match. So I should have only assigned you problems today where your bottoms do match. If you happen to run across a problem where the bottoms do not match, you do not need to worry about that kind of problem today. So if I'm going to subtract this fraction and the bottoms are the same, I already know the answer to the bottom of this fraction will just be that matching piece. So if this were my answer over here, I know that the bottom is already going to be 8v squared u squared, because that's what it was on both sides. My goal here then is to figure out, what do I put on the top? What's the answer to the top of this? And so to find that, I'm going to take this and I'm going to subtract, because it asks me to subtract this. And whatever I get after I subtract those two pieces will be my answer. So I need to take u plus 5v, and since I'm taking that entire thing, I'm going to wrap it up in parentheses, and then I'm going to subtract in parentheses u minus 6v. Please don't be lazy and skip the parentheses, because now you need to recognize that a negative sign in front of parentheses is asking you to distribute that negative sign to change the values of both terms inside. So that's going to be a minus u plus, because the minus changes to a plus after the negative gets distributed to it, 6v. This first chunk has nothing in front of it. Do you see how this first parenthesis is kind of blank? When you get that, that means that you can just ignore the parentheses. So I'll just rewrite u plus 5v. So now we use our algebra skills to look through this list and we figure out, which of these am I allowed to put together? You're looking for the same letters here. So like u and a minus u, what would that equal? Well, if you have a single u and then you get that u taken away, you're left with nothing. So those are going to cancel. But 5v and 6v should total up to 11v's total. So now I know that when I take the top two parts of these fractions and subtract them, I end up with the answer of 11v. That gives me the top of my fraction. There it goes. And it's 11v. Awesome. You may need to watch this video more than once. Some of you are going to get it right away. Either way, please only do the problems where your denominators are the same. If they're different, it becomes a little bit more difficult to do. And I would love to show you how to do that another time. So it looks like we'll be doing